I enjoy crafting. You can make almost anything with glue, scissors, and paper. Once, I was a child, and my mother asked me, "What are you doing?" Of course, I was making something awesome with glue and scissors, but I didn't say that. Instead, I lied. For some reason, I thought she would take my stuff away. I thought she would ruin my fun instead of encouraging my creativity. I had no reason to doubt and lie to my mom, but I did. Did you know that Abraham does the same thing in the Bible? If you remember, he trusts God and he leaves his home city with his beautiful wife Sarah. Unfortunately, soon after, they stop trusting God. When they arrive in Canaan, the land God told them to go to, they see nothing but wilderness. There was no rain in this land for some time, which gives nothing but dry streams. Plants cannot grow when the streams are dry. Animals cannot eat or drink if plants don't grow. So, they leave. We call this famine. No rain, no plants, no animals, and no food. How can God take care of Abraham if there's nothing but famine? Maybe they can't count on God. If God asked them to go to a land with no food, maybe he can't be trusted. So, Abraham decides that he needs to take care of himself. He leaves the land that God asked him to go to. Instead, he goes to Egypt, where there's more food. However, in Egypt there is a great and powerful king called Pharaoh, who does whatever he likes. While walking to Egypt, Abraham becomes afraid. What if this Pharaoh wants Abraham's beautiful wife Sarah? He's the king of Egypt. He can just kill Abraham and take his wife. Abraham does not trust God to protect him, even though God promised to. With the fear growing, Abraham asks Sarah to pretend she's only his sister. Then the powerful Pharaoh will have no reason to kill Abraham. When they arrive in Egypt, Abraham's lie seems to work. Pharaoh notices that Sarah is beautiful, but instead of killing Abraham and taking Sarah away, Pharaoh gives Abraham gifts. Abraham is elated. His scheme not only saves his wife, but he is also becoming wealthy. Maybe he doesn't need to trust God. After all, it's his wit that got him the food, the wealth, and the safety. Why trust God and endure the hardship of famine when he can live like a king in Egypt? One day, while enjoying his wealth, Abraham hears Pharaoh's men knocking on his door. He opens it, thinking maybe they're here to bring me more gifts. Instead, they take Sarah away to Pharaoh's house. Pharaoh wants her to be his wife. Abraham's heart breaks. His wife, his beautiful Sarah, is being taken away from him. Trusting himself instead of God gave him wealth, but now his wife is gone. The one he cares about the most is taken from him. His heart sinks and he begins to cry. But God does not forget his promise to Abraham. God said he would protect Abraham and Sarah. God will keep his promise, even if Abraham doubts and lies. God is still true to his word. The guards lead Sarah to Pharaoh's palace, but everyone starts feeling ill. All the women in Pharaoh's household become sick. Worried about the people in his house, Pharaoh seeks help and God answers him. Pharaoh realizes he brought another man's wife into his house and immediately calls for Abraham. He says, "Why did you lie to me? She is your wife, not your sister. Your lies have brought sickness into my house." Abraham replies, "Sorry, I was afraid for my life. Forgive me." Then Pharaoh tells Abraham to leave his country. Again, Abraham and Sarah return to Canaan. Although it is barren at this time, Abraham decides to trust God to take care of him. The God who protected him in Egypt can provide for him in Canaan. He knows that God will be faithful even if he doubts.
Thank you for watching. Consider liking, subscribing, or sharing this video with a friend.